Hey, what's up boys? We back at it again
So it's HD.
with the Clown Fiesta cast.
Hello and welcome back to the Clown Fiesta cast. We are casting Cloud9 vs Echo Fox.
Sure are.
Yes. So we're in picks and bans right now.
Are you gonna introduce yourself?
Yes, I am the Beast Man, and sitting next to me to my right
I am Dolan
is
Dirk.
Dolan Dirk.
Or we're Ben and Josh.
Or Ben and Josh alternatively will probably call that. That's probably more likely what we're going to call each other. Okay, well, the picks and bans that come through, we have for Cloud9 3 bands: Lulu, Graves, Gangplank, and for Fox 2 bands so far: Nidalee and Callista. Nidalee and Callista, very common bands or first picks.
Yeah, true. I may or may not have seen this bigger band before. But anyways, what I thought was originally going to happen was they weren't banning Nidalee, Callista or Corky so that they could first pick the other one. However, they first picked Jin.
Yeah, it's a weird priority on Jin. No other team has had this priority on Jin. They've always sort of last picked it into a Callista or other matchup or just to round out team comps.
Yeah, and it really just gives Corky straight over to Fox. We know Frockin loves Corky, loves just farming up till like 50 minutes and becoming a beast.
It is true. Since when he first came into the LCS after he went away, he played 2 games on Corky and got the MVP for that week.
Yeah, I mean, although you got to say, over the entire LCS, both Sneaky and Reckless, probably Reckless, are probably the only 280 carries that really love this Jin pick, and they really prioritize it as the top ADC pick. Which,
They have made it work.
Yeah.
They have, Reckless was undefeated on that at IEM.
Wow.
Got it banned against him by SKT.
but then he was later defeated on that pick in the EU LCS.
Yeah. So, yeah, the priority on it is weird, but we see Trundle, Corky picked up. They are
Extremely standard.
very standard. One thing that is interesting, we have the Azir ban.
Yeah, I think it's quite interesting that Fox actually picked up Corky and Trundle, the mid laner and the top laner. I mean, Corky's no surprise, but usually you'd go for just a jungle power pick, and
Gragas, Elise.
yeah, Gragas or Elise, because Nilly's banned, are pretty much the only ones you'd go for, and then wait later to get a top counter pick.
Alright. We have the Hob of 4 Kazakhs, but I think
It's not going to happen.
isn't yes.
Cloud9 always do the classic, show their picks and instantly lock them in. Right, and so Poppy Morgana
Reply
instantly
was the
locked
Poppy Morgana. Because usually you would pick the support at this point, or you would want to hide your
in. Well, I think they're
You'd wanna
they're
hide
fairly
your
certain that
weapons.
Trundle's top, so they go, okay, we'll pick the Poppy into it. Usually the counter pick goes around the other way. People counter pick Trundle into Poppy because you can steal so many stats from Poppy.
you just steal the stats and then start hitting her in the face, and there's not.
I mean,
a lot
especially
Poppy
since
can do.
Poppy gets those extra stats from her W when she's low on health, passively.
Hmm.
And then, so of course, but what they're thinking, I guess, is they really want this bot lane, and then they know Poppy can still face Trundle.
Poppy is a very solid pick. It's come in. Lots of people just play and have the priority on Poppy, just
Yeah.
early picks.
Also, what Cloud9 might be doing is they're playing to their comp. They want this pick comp. They have already 2 snares and a very long range stun if they're close to a wall from Poppy. So right now their team is really good at picking people out, and immediately we see 2 disengage picks, almost along with Trundle also.
Yeah.
So you've got 3 disengage from Fox and 3 pick champs from C9.
So yeah. So as we come in, we've seen this pick and ban phase before actually, because we actually tried casting this game before and ran into some technical issues.
Yeah.
So we know that coming
Passing
into Cloud9, they wound up picking the Lee Sin for Rush and the
LeBlanc.
LeBlanc. Yes, they picked LeBlanc for Jensen.
Right.
And then we know that for Fox, they come in with the pick of who did they pick? They picked the AD.
Sivir.
Sivir. Yes, they picked the Sivir. So, knowing those 2 team comps, how do you think that, like, how are they going to mesh together? What are the win conditions for each team?
C9 have this super snowballing pick comp. Like, once any of these lanes gets ahead, you can't even stay in that lane. Because if LeBlanc gets ahead, you're not going to go there. If Sivir cannot face a fed Jin. And then, of course, late game, they're just going to set up these picks and have balls TP in with the Poppy with these insane flanks. And this team never really falls off too. Jin damage
Yeah.
keeps scaling up. Poppy never
Maybe
really
when you
falls
get to
off.
6 items, then the Corki and the Civil will start to matter more, but
Yeah, and of course, Fox, they're just wanting the 60-minute games. Because Corki and Silver will eventually outscale Jin.
that has been the MO.
Yeah.
Get Froggen up to the 6 items, and then we can win the team fights.
Yeah, I think C9 tailored this team specifically for Fox. They're like, well, we don't want that 60-minute game. We know that these guys don't play very proactively on the macro game, so we know that we can just play super fast macro play. I mean, maybe play the first few minutes out really slowly, but then really start to accelerate things. We know Fox won't be able to keep up with us. Snowball the game.
And that's what C9's famous for. They're famous for high and out macroing people. And they've got a team comp that really empowers that type of playstyle.
And yeah, one really good thing about Sneaky being able to play Jin is not many supports play Morgana anymore. And so with High able to play this Morgana pick, it works so well with Jin, and it's such a comfort pick for High. You put him on Morgana, and he doesn't have to really focus on any of the mechanics. He can just focus purely on getting them ahead in the macro
And
game.
Jin famously is, he's a champ who you can dive as the enemy team. You can. That is one of his weaknesses. He doesn't have the gap close, but with the Morgana standing next to him with the shield.
Shield, ultimate, snares.
Yeah, he gets quite easy stuns off pulls and
And
binds.
one thing that's really good that lots of people don't actually take into account is that if they do catch up to Jin and Morgana binds them, he gets a super easy bind, which will give him the speed up to run away.
Yeah.
So that way he doesn't have to rely on critting or getting that fourth hit crit to get the speed to run away. He can just pop the W and then run away with a 30% speed boost.
Alright, well, we are loading up the game now. We're looking...
We've already talked about the comps a lot, so what are the players you're really looking forward to seeing this game?
The players we're looking forward to seeing. Well, obviously, Froggen is the...
Froggen on Corki.
Froggen on Corki. That is a comfort pick. They first picked it. That is...
He knows how to farm.
Echo Fox. Froggen is the heart of Echo Fox. When they didn't have Froggen, they were just all over the place. They were dropping a lot of games. They're not playing well. As soon as Froggen came in, they started looking like a team that was not a bottom tier team. I wouldn't call them a top tier team like C9 is, but they're not a bottom tier team.
And they know their win conditions, which is really important for any team.
And of course, on Cloud9, we have Jensen. If Rainover wasn't the massive, almost guaranteed to get MVP for the split, Jensen would be in the front runner for that. We have High, his shot calling, and here we go. And there's a flip. No, we're not going to do that style of shot calling. So there's aggression onto Big. Big's running away. Flash.
The bouncing ball
The bouncing grenade.
doesn't quite get it.
Snare. And then it's a no. No kills come out, but we get flashes.
So
across
close
the
to
board.
those bouncing bombs.
For those of you who want the context for that, I've been trying to do a different style of play-by-play, where instead of just sort of as though I was shot calling for oh my god, did that have?
Oh, it's really
Oh.
quiet.
Okay.
I can't even realize because I thought I heard Riv go, "Fight!" Something like that.
But
like just as you were doing it too.
Well,
so.
the thing, I'm trying to mix up my style of play-by-play, where instead of casting as though I was casting to a blind person and just saying what exactly was happening, I'm trying to be more hypey. I'm trying to be
get the hype up in here.
I'm an Asian man. I'm trying to do the classic Korean style.
Pentakill.
Pentakill.
Now, this is a very classic lane flop. It's a little bit slower. C9 are actually going to be taking jungle camp before they move into lane. And you see Big is just going to roam into the jungle. Make sure no one's there. Yeah. And soon, so Rush takes out the small camps in there, and then he's going to move to the strong side of the jungle to take the buffs. So, just keep with the Jura lane. He doesn't need to try and take that blue buff, because Janna level 1 can just pop in a shield and just start harassing. He doesn't want to take any of that poke.
We've got High moving in. It's very mirrored movement. A little bit later than Janna's move, but it's the same. We've got this double jungle, and they're moving towards the outer turrets.
Yep.
We're gonna hold hands. Take out these.
Well, both of them are just really checking that the junglers aren't doing anything cheeky and trying to take these buffs on the weak side of the map. And if they are super ready to punish them. Super ready.
Yeah.
No, I
Not
really,
just ready.
Yeah. I
Super ready.
One thing I really hate
batteries.
is all these like really crappy.
And now here we have a cheesy thing coming out from Rush.
Flash bind.
Rushu! Jensen senpai!
But the flash
No.
chain hit, but a reply flash up from Froggen. No connection to the Q from Rush. Froggen still had barrier. Didn't want to risk it. Don't need to risk it for the biscuit in that case. As I was saying, I'm really not a huge fan of, the useless adjectives I like to call them. Stuff like really and super, and wow, that was really, really low. That was quite low. It's like, you just say it was low. I mean,
So it's not really a shoutcast. This is just us criticizing
Criticizing our own
other
shout,
and better. Oh dear.
Yeah, looking at the state of the game, really, there's no leads at the moment, but it's just like the classic, they're trading off. Now the top lanes are trying to get a bit of farm. Once they see the bot lanes rotate, they're going to have to get as much of the wave they can and probably just back off. Meanwhile, mid lane, got a bit of a CS lead for Froggen, but I feel as if it's a pretty stable matchup. LeBlanc unless if a kill goes over early between LeBlanc and Froggen, LeBlanc and Corki, it can spiral out of control. But it's even right now, and there's no ignite on LeBlanc, no flash on Corki. You're not really expecting, unless the junglers come in, for any immediate action there. So, I'm really expecting the macro game to speed up once these towers are taken. Right, we see balls start to leech a little bit of experience. What do you think about this little sneaky poppy trick here?
Well, as I told you before, when we shoutcasted you, he's just getting that experience leech. While look what KFO is doing. He's
just walking through lanes. He's not getting anything.
He's not getting anything. And meanwhile, C9 they got onto the turret and they're going to take it down just as fast as Echo is, without balls actually need to be there. So it is an advantage for this little sort of cheesy.
Well, of course, as we saw there,
thing.
it can be a bit dangerous, especially because we see potentially four people if Froggen did decide to. No, it was four people. If Hard roamed down, that's their jungler's name. If Hard roamed down, it could be four people there, and we see Big forcing balls away just by himself. It's really hard to stay there if they spot you on the weak side of the map.
And Echo Fox give the solo experience and gold to the top laner. Meanwhile, Sneaky's Jhin gets the solo experience and gold for Cloud9.
Right.
And yeah, they first picked the Jhin, and they're prioritising it. They're giving him the gold over. Meanwhile, Balls, he's just having to
Jinx lays the chain.
lead drive.
Small amount of damage. Yeah, it looks like they're really putting balls on the welfare at the moment, just to get that Jhin ahead. If Jhin gets ahead mid-game, he can rip through champions, rip through towers with the new mini crit on his fourth shot. He can really take over a game with really long range poking abilities like his ult. He can just open it up and force someone out of a lane before a fight has even started. So now that both outer towers are down, I mean, they could have sped up the macro game before then, maybe gone for a Rift Herald or something, but now was when the game, they're going to have to meet at some point, right?
Yeah.
Because at the long lanes, nothing's really going to happen.
And here we go.
Unless the jungler comes
Rashu!
in.
Stun against the wall! Rashu! Rashu! First blood for Rashu.
Right.
I'm not sure how much this is working for me, Josh.
Right, I feel as if you're
I'm
just
just
saying
sort
the
of saying
names.
the
You're just
name.
saying the names. But for everything back to that fight, as I was going to say, the long lanes, nothing really happens unless we get good jungle focus there. I was expecting Cloud9 to go to an objective, but Rush, ever the aggressive player, we should have really seen it. Goes into one of the long lanes. Trundle's not going anywhere, even though he did put up a good pillar. Rush saves that Q for the execute.
Right. Well, we're going to try... Okay, here we go. We have a flank here by High, but he's in vision.
Misbind. Knock up. Spell Shield is down.
And the ultimate comes in 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hits onto Big, and a bind onto Big. Big slow, Big ooh, and a flank, Ballsoo! Ballsoo!
Are you okay, mate? Missed skill shot from Sneaky. The chase on balls is good.
Easy pickup for Rushu. And there we go. Chain's just waiting for that spell shield to run out, and Keith, well...
Keith, back to relegations.
Ow. And, yeah.
See, good roam play. See, these long lanes can be affected if you decide to play so far up them, because there's no towers to protect them anymore. And Fox really just playing into Cloud9's hand, wouldn't you say there? I mean, they think they're safe because the binds miss, and a good spell shield here, but it really just opens them up to be hit by more ultimates from Jhin.
Yeah. And Tai, he knows that they can't kill him. He's just walking up, tanking the auto attacks from both of them.
And I do believe that was
And
actually...
yeah, Ball's showing the great synergy by knocking Janna out of the
out of the bind.
Out of the bind.
Pays off though. And I do believe Ball's actually TP'd onto a Jhin trap.
Yeah.
So that would have been unexpected. And even though Gregus was actually on the top side of the map,
Okay.
almost expecting a play, the moment the Ball's TP came out with no reply from KFO, the fight's basically over.
Alright, we see Fox, they're positioning, there are 3 people around this dragon, that's, as well as C9, there's sort of their groups. Rush goes over the...
I mean, at the moment, Rush is just so far ahead. He's already finished his warrior enchant to, an amp tone of hard. So wherever he goes, they have to back off. There's not really much of a choice until they can go somewhere where they got a numbers advantage.
Yeah, this is where Froggen types in all chat, who fed Lee Sin?
Yeah. And of course, this is one of the weaknesses that Echo Fox has been having. Froggen was behind on the
actually,
roam.
on the roam, Jensen ran up, but Froggen, he just sat in mid, he backed.
Both mid laners, they're super good. If you allow them to farm, they'll do so fine. But proactive plays, Echo Fox seems to fall behind.
And yeah, Froggen does have a CS advantage over Jensen.
But it won't amount much because, and so here, now Fox is going to try and make a play on the short lane. They won't be able to get a kill from it, but will they get a tower? No, they won't. Strong wave clear coming out from that level 6. Double distortion from the block.
And no bind to lands.
I feel like adding this
Ooh.
min, should I say, adding ooh to everything does not immediately make it more hypey.
It does though, Josh. If I was just yelling Rush, would it be as hypey as Rush?
Rushy!
Rushu!
Yeah, it looks like Twitter really thinks that Fox is in the shooter. Fox ain't got no chance of this.
Yeah.
And I mean, you'd think that plays
Might
wouldn't
as
be
well-
plays wouldn't be so hard for Fox to make 2 in these long lanes with Sivir ult,
With Sivir ult.
Sivir ult and Gragas.
Gragas, even Trundle.
Yeah. At some point, they just need to try something. They need to try throw out ults, try and make something work.
It's not like C9 have a particularly good disengage. Really, their disengage is, I really hope Morg lands a bind, or otherwise...
Yeah, or like sacrifice Morg running in there and ultimating. Like,
Okay.
it'll be
And
interesting who
now-
they give this to.
He'll do is coming down.
I really think it's best in this case to give it to Sneaky and have them run up mid lane. I know a lot of popular things is to give it to Rush here and let him just farm even more, get a bit of a lead. But at this point, they're quite far ahead. I feel like they can really force that mid tower down, especially if
Jensen gets
Jensen
a
gets
little
a
bit of poke on.
if Jensen's able to get these little bits of pokes onto Froggen, little bits of
Yeah,
pokes.
little bits of pokes.
Good-
just
good English.
really annoy him, you
Good
know.
Englando.
He gets those annoying Facebook notifications. Oh, stop poking me. Oh, it's just... And don't invite me to play Candy Crush either. Oh.
Cloud9, they could focus on getting a dragon. I do think the better play is to go into a long lane, try and
And here
force
we
someone
go.
summoners,
KFO.
go for that mid
He's
lane
about
tower.
to be turned into Kentucky Fried Fox.
Is that all you got?
That's all I got. I couldn't. Well,
And
what's
the chat
O?
finishes them off.
If he was on odd again, he could be Kentucky Fried
Onion?
Odd again. Yeah, onion.
Kentucky Fried Korean? Kentucky Fried Oblong? I don't know. Kentucky Fried
Kentucky
Ox?
Fried Immigrant.
Right, that's... You could have just said Kentucky Fried Troll, to be quite honest.
Kentucky Fried Troll. That does make a lot more sense. You're right.
Right, so once again, Cloud9
Anyway.
really utilising these long
Yep.
lanes.
And Trundle, they turn Truckle into a big bucket of, or perhaps a family feast. He goes down.
You got to think that Fox have some sort of... They're not really communicating well this game, because that's the second time KFO has been caught out in a very telegraphed roam by C9.
You
I
think you know KFO.
Although
is
this
holding
this
that.
entire river, even though it is
Yeah.
pinked out almost entirely by C9, so they've got a strong advantage there, you would think that he wouldn't be playing so far up the long lane. But
C9, they have almost complete vision control here. They're clearing out another pink. Is High going to go out and... Yep, he's going for it.
I
He's
think
getting
Fox
that
are,
ward.
Fox are just really kind of stuck in their farm mentality.
They are very... Well, that is, like I mentioned earlier, that frogging is a strength for them, but it's also, in some ways, a weakness in that they've clearly decided on their win condition. Their win condition is get to 60 minutes, get farm on frogging, and he'll carry us.
Yeah, and at this point, Rush and the team, they don't actually have to push the macro game that far, because Fox are essentially just handing these picks over to them, then get further and further ahead. So they don't mind, they don't want to force anything that could give Fox a way back into the game.
Okay, and good spell shield by Keith. Just blocks.
Yeah, the Deadly Flourish was already down from Sneaky, so
Mm.
no real follow-up could have come there.
Yeah, they're trying to push in and siege that turret, but it's difficult to push against the wave clear of Siva.
Yeah. I think they're just fine with letting, at the moment, they're fine with letting Poppy just duel with Trundle top. They've got such strong vision control on the bot side of the map, and also Sneaky, already with an Essence Reaver, can just push in the mid lane over and over again. I mean, this is really the first strong point for Jin, because he has Essence Reaver and he has Swifties, so he's at a really safe point and he does tons of damage.
And you could say that this is a
All in? Is that
an
enough
all in
damage?
and
It is.
just easy double chain combo, 2 chains onto. Keith.
We did see the heal pop, but we didn't see what the spell shield was. Both instances of the chain landing, and that's one of the strong all-ins of LeBlanc that often catch people off guard.
Yeah. You could say, Josh, that this is a hard game for Fox.
You could also say that Jensen's really good at chaining his CC.
You could. You could say that C9 is saying hi to that tier 2 turret. And here we have a fight. Rashu gets knocks away KFO. You think he's holding a bat in there, but it's actually
I believe it was actually
it's actually
balls,
a drumstick from Kentucky Fried. It's black because Kentucky Fried just doesn't have very good food health safety. Anyway, so rubber because Kentucky Fried is garbage. Don't eat Kentucky Fried, kids. It's not good for you. I'm kind of given up on actually shoutcasting. Now I'm just trying to meme everyone.
Alright.
I'm not really good at that either. So I'm just gonna give up on life now. I'm gonna just go and kill myself after this cast.
Okay.
Don't kill yourselves, kids. It's not good for you at all.
I can imagine it's not good for you.
Yeah. Because you'll go to hell.
Okay then. So it's sub 20 minutes.
Yeah.
What do you think the next move is for Cloud9? Because they don't really have a Baron to go on to. They've pretty much successfully, all of their plays have worked so far.
Well, we see the pop, the spooky ghost coming after hard, and he's not going to be
9
jumped
misses.
on. High is a little. It looks like the next play for Cloud9. They're just grouping up on this outer mid turret, trying to push it down. But of course, it's really difficult to push against Sivir.
And also hasn't taken much chip damage because Froggen has just been camming that lane the whole game.
And here we see they're just moving, and KFO is on to Rush, who jumps away. Yeah, they're just moving into the enemy jungle, stealing camps, getting down vision.
I mean, all their plays are good, but at some point you got to think that they're going to have to move in. And there we go. The choke of Keith, the wide shot, not quite. Great bait of the spell shield from Morgbind.
Morgbind.
The instant it's down, Jensen runs in.
Combo by Jensen.
And
but that's now the wave clears down. The wave clear has to back. I cannot stay around. Can they get any work done on the turret?
What's Jensen's ignite down? And also, what's Sneaky's ult down?
Up. He could have ignited.
Was Sneaky's ult down? Because he could have also tried for a snipe.
Oh, there were 4 guys around him, so they probably would have just body blocked it.
Anyways, good push out, good force by C9. But it looks like High's actually backing. They might not get this tier 1 tower.
Yeah, so it looks like they're satisfied with just forcing them back and getting Scuttle Crab.
Well, if they couldn't get the tower in the next 30 seconds, I believe it's
they've
about
pulled
30
away
seconds.
To get old Herald.
Yeah. Giving it to Rush again, I really think it'd be really good on Sneaky.
Now here you go.
Easy
Fox
push.
have 4, 5 men in the mid lane.
I don't think Balls is really looking for a way in. He's just looking. Rush may have been though. You see that
kick
really
back on someone, and with all the damage on Cloud9, it would have just popped.
Yeah, what do you think about this really early buy of Demen's playing on Lee Sin?
Well, you know, the stats on it aren't great, but it's a lot of move speed.
I really think he just bought it just to snowball the game.
Yeah.
It's not particularly expensive, and it allows him to get in there really fast and
It
try and make
reminds
plays.
me of the old, you know, Moby's
Meanwhile,
rush.
a miss
Meanwhile,
flashy
High.
by Hard. Will they catch out High? Jensen's way around the side.
He's dunking him.
Assassination. Miss.
No, but here comes
Hold out a Jin.
the final of the curtain call, and Rush gets the kill. Kick back onto Hard.
Sticking to the back
Jensen
line.
and KFO, it looks like.
Will Jensen jump over the wall for the next kill?
Once again, we got to see the fantastic synergy between Balls and Sneaky as KFO gets knocked up out of the Sneaky stun, but it doesn't matter because he still drops. And here we go, they got the 1 turret, finally breaking that turret open, and they'll get the tier 2 for their troubles. Probably just back and reset the map, but there is Baron is live now.
Really unfortunate for KFO. Just so far, one of the great strengths of mid-game Jin is he can just stand so far back. They think they have a pick here. They look at Jins around the side. He's looking to come in for assassination.
Good spell shield onto Keith's.
But you already got Balls in the back line. And there, great cue from Rush. Starts sticking to the back line.
And here you see Rush, he's just 2v1ing. Is he gonna take someone out? No, but he just zones. Froggen is that's what this team's all about, and he didn't get to do anything in that fight.
Yeah, that's... I still think KFO is having trouble synergizing with this team because he stuck so hard. He didn't even begin to back off once they saw the Jin not come out. He just kept sticking to the Morgana, which is really hard to do when Jensen basically chunked Sivir to half with 1 skill. The other skill was spell shielded, and then Lee just finished her off super quickly. And I mean, with the ball thing, you got to think, okay, would KFO be better off to go backwards, pillar off the Poppy, subjugate the Poppy and try and stick to her rather than keep diving?
Instead he becomes Kentucky Fried Oriental.
That was really good.
I know.
You've been thinking about that one for a while,
To
haven't
be
you?
honest, do you know why my shoutcasting been so bad recently?
You're just
I've
thinking
been spending
about,
the entire... One side of my brain's been shoutcasting, the other side has been like, oh, Kentucky Fried. Oh, but I got it, and it was just
gee.
so worth.
Will Jensen
We're
get the
keeping
big
this.
win, yeah.
We're keeping this cast, by the way. We're not. This is the real one.
This is one of the real ones.
This is the real one.
This is the real deal.
You know, it's not very professional, but
But I wanted to-
this has been a lot of fun.
Has Froggen
So-
actually used the package this game?
No, I don't think he has. No.
I mean, any good caster would probably keep track of that. Meanwhile, all in from Jensen.
All in from lots of damage onto KFO.
Even misses the bind. If he had gotten that bind, that would have been one dead KFO.
Yeah, but KFO manages to chicken out and he gets away. Oh, okay, Spooky Ghost coming out. They spot hard, but they've just banked away. And bind,
great
I think
change.
They barely hit onto Keith. And he was kicked back in.
That heroic charge
He
from
goes
balls.
down.
Disgusting. Poppy's so oppressive to play against when she stays
And
alive.
once again, KFO just cannot stay in lane versus Jensen. Jensen's doing so much damage, even the tanky member in Trundle just cannot survive.
Well, one of the great strengths of mid-game LeBlanc is she can split push, because the double distortion can clear an entire wave, and she has the mobility to still escape from ganks and bully out people. So effectively,
And
she's like an
here-
APC in this situation, and
Keith, just a great flank from Rush.
I mean, you got to think they picked all this peel for Keith, but he's still being caught out. In fact, the most. He has 4 deaths on their team. Both Jada and Gragas have only died once. You think that? I mean, where's the communication going?
I know. Meanwhile, for C9, they're playing to their win condition. They're getting the picks. They're setting it up. And Rush, he is, 3-0-5. Call him Chris Tucker because it is Rush hour.
I'm sure Freak must have said that before.
He probably has.
I mean, across the board, if we look at these items, Poppy has even picked up a QSS. I mean, she is just all about sticking to the pack line. Soon to finish her Iceborne Gauntlet. There's going to be no running.
Okay, Jensen distorts over the wall but isn't able to find hard.
He's by himself. I don't think he really wants to run into like 5 people.
Yep, Fox, they jump. They're on to Rush. The
Pick
spell
on
shield
Rush.
comes down. Rushu! And just to
So
jump
tanky.
out.
So tanky at the moment. I mean, if we look at his early build, he got the warrior enchant, and now he's just going straight tanky. They can't kill him. He's safe to face check. Like at this point, he doesn't care.
I mean, yeah, they threw so much onto it. Trundle Pillar. I think they even used the Gragas ult onto his face, and all it takes is a spell shield and W. It is the W, right?
Yeah.
Lee Sin W,
Safeguard.
and he's out.
I mean, they're really lacking just a strong amount of magic damage right now. Because look, he's itemized pure armor, and he's got that Merc Treads. So Froggen will be dealing a moderate amount of magic damage.
Yeah,
but
there's
Merc Treads
residual,
are not-
and
yeah.
there's residual magic damage. But other than that, they're a double AD team.
And that's where Lee Sin thrives. When there's no immediate burst, he doesn't really have to worry about a LeBlanc or a Syndra blowing him up the moment he gets in, or a Lux.
And there's a fight over blue buff, and it was grabbed up by KFO. It's finger licking good.
Man, KFO. That's a very small victory for him.
It is.
It's probably the first victory he's had this whole game. 0-3-0. I mean, he's still up at
knocked
CS.
Balls
All
is
in.
chasing deep, but they just want this turret. Just another
One more
hit.
attack.
Jensen takes it out, and they just back away. Jensen.
Very smart from Jensen. The moment the chain misses, he just distorts back. If the chain hits, well, you're dead.
And Jensen's really become a superstar for C9. I remember when he first came in, and it was a very underwhelming split. It wasn't like when Bjergsen first came in and instantly established himself as one of the best mid laners.
People always compare Bjergsen to
They're both Danish, and
Jensen.
we're just
They're
we're
both
just
young
racist.
and dangerous. Yeah, we're all just racist. But I think it's a completely different situation, because when you replace High, it's like when Bjergsen came into TSM, he had all these really well-established members, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing: they were already waiting for change, right? They already knew that change was going to happen. Bjergsen was going to come in. He was going to be a new superstar. They didn't really have to worry about things like that. They already did a lot of this shot calling from themselves. When Jensen replaced High, he had a team that had been together for years. That had
That's
only really been in the LCS with each other. They hadn't been around for
Yeah,
ages.
they were the longest established roster that had never changed, never swapped out any of their members.
Yeah, so, and of course, he could, if he doesn't, and now that he's been just told by High what to do, well, probably not just told by High, but now they've got a leader on the team. It pretty much just says...
And in goes Rush, he goes for the kick but gets knocked back. It was a good tornado out of Big, but now they're on to Keith.
The flash
There's
and...
nothing he could do.
Keith
It was
flash and
interesting.
heals up.
He died with flash.
He could have
Interesting.
flashed
He
over
could have pathed back with the rest of his team into the base, but instead paths towards the base gate. Gets picked off. Now a lot of their wave clears down, so C9 is pressuring
Jensen
both
goes
lanes.
in for the 1v1. Just makes it out.
AFO barely.
Subjugate, keeping him alive. Just a sliver of health. These communication issues that have been plaguing Fox all game, like, I think they just on tilt. They don't have a single kill. This is the first time the giant appeal has actually showed up, like, amounted to anything.
I know. Sneaky just went, wait. Yeah, Rush jumped in and went, wait, there's a Janna on the enemy team?
Yeah, they was like, oh man, I'm going to have to actually flash to get this
I thought
kick
he was
off.
AFK this whole game. I thought we made him rage quit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even sure if Keith blew his ultimate there. Did he die with his ultimate flash and heal up? I mean, it's at this point they're going, they've just like, oh man, we're 10-0 down.
Yeah,
we're 10k gold behind.
This is
Can we
where
get back?
people start flaming each other in solo queue. 10-0 down, they don't have a single dragon.
GG,
they
this
haven't
Janna.
got a single Rift Herald. They have turrets. They got the turrets they got from the lane swap, but no others.
I mean, and when in the mid lane you've got Froggen, who I haven't seen use the package once. He's sitting on nearly 300 CS, but he's 0-0-0.
I mean, since Alex Each left the LCS, someone has needed to come in and take his place.
Why? Being the big amount
But
of
Jetson
nothing.
goes in. Froggen is waiting with the package. Okay.
I mean, Big is actually...
There is Froggen on the side. He is looking for the flank, or is he just typing in the bush? He's there. He's waiting. KFO moves forward aggressively. The pillars
We're waiting for the package.
And
He has to use it.
No.
Must be coming out
stacks off.
soon.
Okay, well now they're getting pressured in both lanes. And
Keith has
this
to go back to
is
base.
a very clean. I mean, I know we've done a lot of criticism onto Fox. But this is a very good game from C9. This is really showing.
I mean, they just played to their win conditions.
Yeah.
And look, the package is timed out. They all still have their ultimates. At some point, they have to do something.
This is where you just have to nut up and either win the game. Or
You
lose
ha- yeah,
it.
you have to think-
have to go for a Hail Mary. You can't just let C9 choke you out of this game. Baron is live now.
You have to think, once the base is broken, coming back in this game is only going to get harder and harder. Good spell shield, but is this just an opening for Jensen for a pun? For a pun?
For a pun. Opening for Jensen for a pun. Yeah, Tofu is just.
I was trying to say chunk. I
Ch-
said chunk, and I said pun.
Well,
Jensen just types in chat.
For anyone who's ever
Great
listened
pun.
to Freakcast, we all know that puns can really hurt. They can be really painful.
Really detrimental to your health in some instances.
The mental health. I'm just imagining LeBlanc just distorting it and like whispering a pun in hard. See, oh, this game's going really hard for you. Okay.
Just like big, like our big gold lead.
Okay. Well, it looks like. I mean, Fox are holding strong. They're holding strong. They're clearing these waves.
But at this point, C9's doing
C9
all they
hasn't
need to
broken
do.
the base.
Right? They're not overdiving. They're not a team that can actually easily dive, because they've got Jin and LeBlanc. The moment they take a bit of damage,
Oh,
this is exactly
chunk
what he
on
wants
the
to do.
heart.
He wants to get chunks on them and then chunk the tower down. Both the mid tower and the bot inhib tower, are down to about half health. They
Okay,
just need
they're
to-
clearing wards around Baron, and look, they're going in.
Right. This team isn't the fastest Baron team of all time, but they're not under any pressure, are they?
Yeah.
Right, and easily finished off by Lee.
I mean, it is a big ask to try and steal that Baron.
They'd really have to outfox your opponents if they want to get that one. I mean, Fox, they're still farming up. Like, they're not ridiculously... Like, they are 13k behind in gold. But, like, it doesn't feel like they're just being stomped. It's just that they're slowly losing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is how Fox has actually been winning games. They've just been slowly losing until they manage to pull out the ridiculous play from Keith and Froggen, where they finally get to that 6 items and do the damage.
But then, of course, you get to where they are now and you're like, well, at some point they get too far behind.
Yeah, I mean, that'll work versus Dignitas. Will it work versus C9?
I mean, we've seen different techniques to taking down.
And there we go,
force.
bind on too hard.
Super.
But they just want that
Not
turret.
looking-
It
they're
goes
not
down.
looking for the dive.
Sivir, ultimate, pop, they're running forward.
It's one ultimate
Hard.
down.
Hard is in
Greg
trouble, he's
assault.
going low. The observers moved us away.
One
Now,
kill.
rush and balls into the backline, kickback.
Swing and a miss from Curtain Call. Jensen wants the one shot on KFO. Super tanky, but will still go down.
And all in all, that was 2-0 for Cloud9, and they get the inhibitor. They can
they just push
even
into the rest of
rotate
the
up,
base?
get the other one if they wanted to, or they can look to
I think
end.
they're just looking to end.
They have Baron.
Sneaky's gonna four-shot these towers.
Balls
So we
jumps
go diving
in.
in?
Keith explodes.
Nowhere to
Flogging out.
go.
And there you go. It looks like there will be no 60-minute giant team fight for Eco Fox this game. And
Wow, that was a big loss.
balls just BMs.
Oh! Fountain
And the
kill.
play of the game, the fountain dive. KD padding all around, and I think
Disgusting, really.
really C9 can be very happy with that game because that's what should happen. They are looking like the second best or third best team you would expect.
I mean, really, that was cleaner than the Immortals we've seen lately, to be quite honest.
It was, yeah.
Because, I mean, but you see, this is against such a low-level team that isn't doing reactive plays. See, Cloud9 did enough plays, but at no point did they overstretch their bounds.
There you go. Handshakes for everyone. Looks like no one on the team is racist. Even
I mean, all
None
I
of the
really
things.
want to see is when
except
Cloud,
for that one guy with the short arm, no one. Jensen got him. Jensen
Poor
got
guy.
him. Poor guy.
when Cloud9 goes up against another team that is a bit higher.
And you know what? Look
Can they do
at
the
the
same thing?
faces of Cloud9. They're not super overexcited. They're like, yep, that was a game. We won that game.
I just want to know what
You
will
know
happen.
what? I'm not overjoyed. I'm not disappointed. That was it. That
Cool.
was today.
Can I get my point in now, Ben?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to be like, what's going to happen in the
Yeah,
game?
well, no one cares about your
Oh,
point,
fuck
Josh.
up. Fuck up. Seriously.
Wow. Josh, we're casting now. No.
Wow, really?
No swearing,
Really? After
please.
cutting me off 3 times in a row?
okay,
3
fine.
times.
Say your
Okay.
point. Say your point.
I forgot it now.
We're keeping that, by the way. We're keeping all.
No, I remember it. Yeah, when they go up against a better team, right? And they don't continue pushing the bounds. What happens when the other team comes back and forces them into making reactive play? Will they be able to keep it together?
Because currently it was just They didn't have to react to
They
anything.
didn't have to react to a single thing that entire game, except for nothing. I can't think of anything. Maybe that Sivir ult right at the end, it was barely a reaction. It was like, let's walk back a bit and then kill them.
No, you're right. Nothing. I'm trying to think of a proactive play or even like a gank that might have happened, but really nothing.
It was like, we'll just do the lane swap right and then we'll make them.
There was that little bit where Hard went up and pushed balls off away from leeching experience.
Oh, yeah.
And balls just basically just sort of had to walk backwards.
Yeah. Was that big, I think?
That was big, yes,
Yeah.
it was big.
These lemon adjective names.
I know. I mean, what is
What's
this?
up with
What is
adjectives?
this? The LPL? Just give us.
Give us English.
Yeah, guess.
Give us some great name, like, I don't know, Reginald,
I know.
the odd one.
I know.
Fantastic names.
Fantastic, man.
Big fat LPGG. God. It's been a while since that guy.
Okay, well, thank you very much for listening to this cast.
No one.
No one. I'll put it up, and then I don't know whether I'll send it in because it wasn't. We want to send like a good. This was a very fun cast.
Right. I think we're getting better.
We're getting better.
It was definitely
This
way
was
more
the
fun.
most natural.
Yeah.
The other ones have been very like we're just
Stiff.
trying to stiff. Yeah,
We've been just copying
I
people.
know. Now the only stiffness is in.
Right, I'm out.